Hello and welcome to a very special edition of the Punters Preview, previewing the Melbourne Cup. And, well, it's Cup week, so let's be honest, the dream team's back together, and I'm really stretching that by saying I'm a part of this team. As always, for the last couple of years, I'm joined by Katie McDonald. Hello, Katie.
Oh, well, hi, Alex. Good to be back. And, it's always a special week, Melbourne Cup week, but we always find winners. So the dream team should be back.
We do. We are here to, of course, look at the race that stops the nation. We'll try and find a couple of winners on the day, and we will have a look at Randwick as well, because it is a big day of racing there. A little bit different setup this year. We've got the couch. This is so much more comfortable than last year. We had the big seats in the studios. I think I was like 100 metres away from you at one point, which is probably fair. But the rain has come.
It has come. And it looks like it's setting in.
It is raining sideways in Melbourne at the moment. Yesterday morning, I was in shorts. It was 30 degrees. It was a great day. It's going to be wet tomorrow.
It is. It looks like it is going to be definitely on the softer side. Will we get to a heavy sort of rating, or will we just work on a soft?
I'm working for my form on a soft. I was working on a 6 or a 7 because we saw when Cross Counter won, whatever year that was, we had the monsoon in the morning. And by the time they were racing, the track had drained so well that it was basically a 5 to a 4. So if the rain comes today, and that's the big thing, if it comes today, that's great because it means Liam O'Keefe and the team can just keep the taps off. And if we don't get any tomorrow, I reckon it'll upgrade and we'll probably start on a heavy. But by the time we get to 3 o'clock, we could be on a 5 or a 4 if all goes well. But I'm saying a 6.
Yeah, I always feel like Flemington, if it rains day of, it's always more on the wet side. Yeah. But if it doesn't, then we'll definitely be improving. But yeah, it's interesting. No doubt they didn't water it. We saw an upgrade on Saturday on Derby Day. So the rain just might get it in to the perfect range.
Yeah, it would have been a firm 2 yesterday, given how warm it was here in Melbourne. But if it means the track's got a good drench and we've kept the taps off and it's fair and even for everyone, that's great, because 3 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, of course, the Lexus Melbourne Cup. We will, of course, touch on Meydan as well later on, but we'll sort of just go through a couple of the main chances, starting at the top, going through the bottom here. Obviously, Al Riff is the one that gains the most attention. He's probably one of the better credentialed internationals that we've seen, probably since Joseph's dad bought out Septimus and Yates back in the day. They had big weights. They did absolutely nothing, but Al Riff is coming here in form, having won his last 2 over 2,800 in good style.
Yeah, he's a top horse, no doubt about it. 59 kilos for the 2 mile. It's so hard to do. It really is. I know he's a top horse, especially during that barrier. It's going to be tough for him. I've left him out.
Ooh.
I've left him out of my first 4. Hasn't seen a heavy track. He's won on the soft track, so he definitely gets through it. But it's one of those cups this year. Gee, I can make so many cases for these horses. No doubt he can win. I'm honestly, I could have had about 10 in my numbers, but this year I've left him out. I just think that 59 kilos is going to be tough for him.
Been by Wootton Bassett out of a Galileo, mate. You think he'd get through it. We know that Buckaroo gets through the wet track. Craig Williams takes the ride, but it sounds like it's an afterthought for the crew.
Yeah, it seems a bit that way, doesn't it? He's definitely, why not have a go? Of course, he ran well last year with not a great deal of luck. He likes the soft track. We know that he's a mudlark. He's coming out of that Wait for Age Cox Plate run where, he has only beaten a nose to the champion via Sestina. So, yeah, he certainly is one of the main chances. Craig Williams takes a ride, 57 kilos. Look, he's nice and fit, and from all reports from Chris Waller, he's pretty happy to be there on Saturday, so definitely a chance.
My knock is that he's got more weight than last year, and this looks a better race, so that's my concern here as well. Obviously, comes in and probably the similar sort of form, but the grey, Presage Nocturne, one of the greys, another Wootton Bassett. He's going to love the wet track. He's a Frenchie. The way that they run their French staying races could be run this way tomorrow, where they sort of don't go at a hectic pace and really build and sprint home. Loves the wet. He was great in a Caulfield Cup, and he just screams Flemington.
Yeah, I like him. I think he's going to be really, really hard to beat, the big grey. He's a beautiful horse. I saw him the other day at quarantine, and just doesn't look like he's gone backwards at all. Loved his run in the Caulfield Cup. Think horses that run well in a Caulfield Cup generally always run well in a Melbourne Cup. So, yeah, I think that he's going to be the one to beat.
Oh, okay. I like that. Now, I want to touch on Meydan. Obviously, the interest there with James riding it as well. Barrier 22, that's not ideal. Good luck, James. But I want to talk about 54 kilos. Take us sort of into what I suppose he's known for about a week that he's going to be riding.
A couple of weeks. Yeah, he's known for a couple of weeks that he's got to ride this weight, and he's done it. He's done it so well. Yep. He's really limited the amount that he's eating and also the water intake. But he's got his new ice bath from Nuvi and he's loving that. That's been a big help for this preparation of getting his weight down. And he's just chipped away at it. But he's nearly walking around 55.5 kilos. Okay. So he's nearly there, and he just take the last little bit off tomorrow morning. And I've actually been inspired by him.
Is that something, because this fascinates me, because back in the days it'd be a couple of cups of coffee and a few smokes, but obviously that's not how to fuel an elite athlete's body. Is he talking to like a sports scientist, a dietitian, just to make sure, at least, because you've got to get the right amount of calories in, be it proteins, carbs and fats, to make sure that you can ride a horse and also have the energy to do so?
Yeah, he's actually been working with the fight dietitian. Okay. And anyone that sees on social media, have a look at him. He's an absolute beauty, and he's definitely helped James, I think, getting down to the weight and being able to do it the right way. As you said, they are elite athletes, these jockeys, and certainly no cigarettes and a coffee these days.
Talk to us about this horse, though. Frankel out of the Dubawi mare. People say that this horse doesn't look like he's going to stay. He's bred to do so. I know Frankel was a brilliant miler, but he's by Galileo. Galileo blood and Dubawi blood, you're going to stay. You're probably going to handle the wet. He copped an awful ride in the Caulfield Cup. He was 3 wide the trip from gate 5. He looked like he was going to run last, and he found the line to run 9th. Yeah,
he didn't have a lot of luck in the Caulfield Cup. I thought he was doing his best work late. Once he balanced up, he just looked like he didn't get around Caulfield for mine. So a lot of horses get brought undone from Caulfield. So I think big track at Flemington, yes, he doesn't have the writing on the wall for getting that trip, but I looking at him at quarantine the other day, I think he'll get it. Beautiful big horse. He's certainly not gone backwards from his Caulfield Cup run, so I think he's really going to appreciate Flemington. He also hasn't seen a heavy track too, but the whispers say that he's going to love it.
I mean, you've got Dubawi in the blood. You should be able to. And we saw what Frankel did in his final start against Sirius de Aglas. It was genuinely bottomless, and he just went, nah, see you later.
Yeah, so the talk is that he's going to really relish the wet conditions. So, yeah, look, he's a chance. It's tricky from out there. He's probably looking like he's going to be about 3 wide, so he's going to need a good ride from James.
Good luck. Half Yours is going to be our favourite. He'll go off favourite by St. John out of a Desert King mare. That just screams wet tracker. For those who don't know anything about St. John, he really is a no-name stallion, but breeds wet trackers. Everyone said that Half Yours, he's got the look of a wet tracker. He's also brilliant on top of the ground. 6 starts on wet tracks for 4 wins.
Yeah,
so he goes well on the wet track. But has he been up for so long? He's run once a month since March.
Unbelievable. What a training performance.
It's amazing. He's gone all around Australia as well, and everything's gone perfectly this time in.
Yep.
Can it go perfectly again? Because they've got the setup.
I think it can. It can go perfectly again. For me, 2 mile on a wet track, I know he loves the conditions, but it's a different kettle of fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it happens to be really on the wet side and it is sort of in the heavy range.
Handling it could be more important than the distance, though.
That's a good point. But it's just, for me, I just feel like, the setup's going to be perfect, and Jamie Mellum's riding beautifully at the moment, and we'll give him a sweet ride.
Yeah.
Just think the 2 mile on the wet track against these sort of horses, just this time around after a big, long preparation, could be tricky for him. It's pretty short.
I feel the same. I've said that I think it's this year's Jamaica. Everything went so well in the Caulfield Cup. Gets to Flemington. At the 800 metres in that Melbourne Cup Jamaica was in, Nick Hall was bolting. The top of the straight, he was out of gas. So, look, I could be wrong. I'm usually wrong. That's fine. But that's just my opinion. And you need to have an opinion in this race, given, if you want to play exotics and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 17 further. Of course, we have to talk about this. One of our very good friends, Lizzie Jelfs, has bought into the ownership. Racing in her colours in a Melbourne Cup. Andrew Balding, Mick D, Gate 7. Northern Hemisphere 3-year-olds have such a good record in this race. He won the Jeffrey Freer. He was beaten 4 lengths in a St. Ledger. As a friend of Lizzie's, I want it to come out and win by 10 so they can enjoy the last 200 metres.
Yeah.
I also think it can win.
He can win. He's a great chance. Well done to Lizzie for buying into this horse. And as you said, it's massive thrill for her and all her owners to wear the colours in the Melbourne Cup. And look, I think he'll love the conditions. He's got the lightweight. Mickey D's riding well. He's drawn a good barrier. He's going to get every run. He's one of those grinding horses, and I can see him grinding away and running a top race. So I think he's a great chance, definitely in the multiples for sure.
The sire Waltgeist beat Enable when she was going for a third arc in the wet, so he should be able to handle it, you'd hope so. We move further down in the field. We'll go to the bottom horse, Valiant King.
Yeah.
geez, I haven't seen a horse that's this well weighted in a Melbourne Cup in so long. He was awesome in the Bart Cummings. He was great in the Caulfield Cup. The blinkers have just switched him on.
Yeah, they have 51 kilos. Yeah. He is one of the chances, definitely. I've got him in my numbers. He loves the conditions. He's no doubt about him staying. Chris Waller's really happy with him. That run in the Caulfield Cup just had red light on him. There's another horse I want to talk about, and it's my roughie bet.
Okay.
And it's from the same stable, River of Stars.
Okay.
This horse doesn't do anything until he gets to 2,400 and further.
Yep.
So his run in the Caulfield Cup was huge. Forget his first 3 runs, just getting fit, feeling his way. He was $91 when he ran second to Half Yours. Sorry, she, I keep calling him he. She ran second to Half Yours in the Caulfield Cup, was brilliant. I'm telling you, she will relish.
Ran third in the Sydney Cup.
She did. She'll relish the 2 mile. She loves the conditions. She's got 51.5 kilos on her back. Tricky little barrier for Bo Mertens, but he knows her well now. He's ridden her in the Turnbull in the Caulfield Cup. She's a horse that I felt in the Caulfield Cup was the only horse to stick on
speed, yeah.
On speed. They went so fast in that Caulfield Cup, and she was still plugging away in the end.
And
I think she's a great chance.
And Bo, he's been on horses that have been huge odds in the Melbourne Cup before, and he's nailed the ride. So Chris Waller knows from Shiraz 2 years ago that he can trust Bo Mertens to give this horse every hope down in the weights. Like, he's a jockey whose name's not up in lights as so much, but that Chris Waller's putting him on in a Melbourne Cup again shows you the trust that he has in this jockey.
Yeah, definitely. And he's riding so well, and he deserves his opportunity in a big race like this. So there you go. Have you got a roughie in this?
My rough, further, he's 30 to 1 at the moment, so I'll go with him right now. But give us your top 4. I'm going to put you on the spot here.
My top 4, my roughie is River of Stars.
Yep.
I think Valiant King, definitely one of the chances. I think Prestige Nocturne has to be in there. And I was tossing up between El Rifa, Maidan. I think Absurd has a great chance.
Willie Mullins did train a Breeders' Cup winner yesterday.
He did, with a jumper.
It did win the E-Board. It's not here because it wouldn't have passed the vet. It's
Correct.
got a screw in its
Isn't
hock.
Unbelievable. Yeah, so it doesn't stop them. So Romantic Warrior, he's also had the screw in his joint. That's another story. But I'm going to throw it Absurd.
Okay.
Yeah, Absurd in. So that's my first 4.
I mean, it's a good thing that I'm wearing the salmon, I guess, as we're talking about Absurd as well. All right, so we've broken down the Melbourne Cup, and this is one of about 1,000 previews that are going out across the internet at the moment.
Yep.
I will listen to all of them. I love the Melbourne Cup. Find us a winner on the day, though, because there's a lot going on here. Try and find us. I'll just say just one. There's 9 other races on the card. What do you like?
I like Navy Pilot in the race after race 8 after the Melbourne Cup, but I think my best of the day has to be Surf and Bird in for Gabe Waterhouse and Adrian Bott. I think this horse was super at Caulfield and cannot go backwards from that performance, and finds a really nice race. And in the last, Sabaj.
Oh, yes.
Sabaj, so unlucky last start. Mark Zara is just riding up a storm at the moment. So they're my best and next best. Yeah,
I'm glad that you like Sabaj. It's the one horse I've been waiting to turn up ever since that run in the Silver Eagle. And Surf and Bird, James Lamb at Punters is very keen on it as well. So some smart people lining up there. We'll touch on Randwick as well. Of course, they do have a big day out at Randwick tomorrow afternoon. The big dance. I don't understand why the big dance is before the little dance. That's just, hearsay. Like, why is the big dance the lead up to the little dance? But it's at 2:20, so I understand why. Interesting race. Last year's winner, Gringotts, who has since won a George Rider, lobs in with 62 kilos, draws barrier 5. Headley Grange, who keeps drawing bad gates, well, he can probably win again from barrier 16. There's only 3 horses that are actually in the handicap here.
They're the 2 horses that I want to be with, Gringotts and Headley Grange. I've gone towards Gringotts. He's a classy horse. He's a Group 1 George Rider winner. Headley Grange is a top horse too, but that barrier, he's up 3 kilos.
Yep.
Probably just, he's a top horse, but he loves Randwick. He's had the 5 goes there for 3 wins in 2 seconds. The soft track, no worries for him, but I'm lent towards Gringotts. Also loves the wet track and just the class on his side. Yeah,
and you've also got to look, he does get a 2 kilo weight swing in his favour for the defeat last start. And also, he was beaten 2.5 lengths by Via Sistina and Aliana first.
Exactly, yeah.
So it kind of ties in well for it's a restricted quality race. He qualified by winning this in the Gong last year.
Yeah.
Now, I need to be self-indulgent for a little second.
Yes, please tell me.
Because I'm going to Randwick tomorrow. I'm actually flying to Sydney because I have a horse running in the Little Dance. God bless Peter V'landys and these races, because
the prize money.
we ran second in a Wellington Cup in March, and I've got a horse running in a $750,000 race.
How exciting.
It is absurd. Like, I'm very much looking forward to it. I've got Cliff House in race number 7. Look, he's going to be 100 to 1 tomorrow. If you can find a betting company that does, top 6, top 8 betting, I think he's a good bet for that. His form this time in hasn't been great, but the trainer, no pressure, Tim, it's my old man, has said he did a deep dive into his form the other day, like went full forensic and said all of his runs that have been in like August and September have been below his best.
Yeah.
His best form in the spring has been in November and December, where he's won 2 races. I'm like, well, that's great, because the Little Dance is in November.
Yeah.
When he's been able to have a trial between runs, he's 2 for 2.
And your old man's a great trainer too. So if the money comes for this horse, jump on.
It's 70 to 1. I think it'll take $15 to move the market.
It is a wide open race though. Like looking at it, Belvedere Boys with Natural Wheeler from an awkward barrier, Blinker's first time, has been running well, but it's a really wide open affair. So I think he's definitely got a chance.
I think Hollywood Hero for Bjorn and Ash Morgan is the one to beat. They're just some of these horses at the top of the weights, they're not in good form. Like, I do not want to back Osipenko with stolen money. He hasn't won since Jesus was a boy. And a few others that are in this field are just not in good form. And the ones that are in form are 2,000 or 2,400 back to a mile. So
that's right.
I think Tavros is probably a good chance in this race as well down the bottom. Anna Roper, though, a claiming apprentice in a 20-horse field. It's a bit of a concern.
Yeah, she's riding well, though.
Drawn to run well from barrier 6. So I think it'll be there. And then you've also got Lockdown Gamble. I think he's got to run too. He'll be in the finish from barrier 15.
So big party if Cliff House happens to run first 3.
If Cliff House and Further both run top 3 in the Melbourne Cup, I might not be seen for a week.
No, you have to be back on Wednesday.
Yeah, no, we've got a video at 9 a.m. So I might need a triple shot of coffee this weekend. But if you are looking for another bet on the day there, I do think in the Barn Dance race, 6, number 1, Gallant Star, gets a 3 kilo claim from Sienna Grimer, who rode 5 winners at a meeting a couple of weeks ago. Won this race last year. Gallant Star absolutely smashed and was good first up in the Kosciuszko. This is much weaker. Looks hard to beat.
I think that Kosciuszko form will definitely be to the fore there. Listomania, Little Chance too, and So You Pence, and Chidiac too.
Yes.
Loves the soft tracks.
Well, hopefully the track dries out a little bit at Randwick. It was a bit choppy there on the weekend.
Wasn't it?
Katie, we are done and dusted for the Punters preview. We'll be back on Wednesday to preview Thursday's action. You've declared the Oaks winner the last 3 years, so no pressure to find a 4th one. I think this one might be a little bit easier to find last year. And then, of course, we'll be back to preview Champions Day this weekend. Don't know what the fields are going to look like, but if Tentris turns up in the sprint and if Via Sistina has a couple of those turn up against her in the 2,000 metre race, the mile looks a cracker. But
so they're saying that Via Sistina still hasn't peaked yet.
Oh, that could be good. That could be good to watch at
Flemington next week.
Well, it could be good to watch because I just like seeing good horses race against each other.
Yeah, exactly. She's a champion. Can't wait to see her again.
Good luck tomorrow. Enjoy dinner tomorrow night with James after 54 kilos.
Thank you. And good luck to you.
Yeah.
With the little dance. Yeah. Bring it home.
Hey, Wednesday could be an interesting show, but we'll catch you on Wednesday for the Punters preview.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.